Boiling rice might seem like an easy task, but I have countless friends who fuck it up every time. So I'm going to look at 3 different methods of how to cook the only rice in my books, basmati rice. Before you start cooking your basmati rice, it's important to rinse it. Simply put it in a sieve and run it under cold water until the water runs clear. Basically what you're doing is you're taking off all of the loose starch, which will give you a lighter, fluffier rice and also stop the grains from sticking. So, let's get started. I've got 3 methods here, the first of which being the most traditional. You take a cup of rice, and for every cup of rice, you use a cup and a half of water and a dash of salt. Cover that and simmer it on the stove for 20 minutes. Now the second method, add our salt, is to cover it with a decent amount of water, boil it hard for 5 minutes, and then drain it and steam it for 10 minutes. Now the final method is in the microwave. What you do is you take your rice and you cover it with enough water so that your fingertip, when touching the top of the rice, is immersed in the water. Now I'm using cold water here. What you're going to do is put that in the microwave for 10 minutes, uncovered, then take it out, cover it. I'm using cellophane, prick some holes in it, and cook it for a further 5 minutes. On with the stove, simmering 20 minutes, boiling 5 minutes, and microwave 10. I'm gonna go get myself a glass of wine. Right, so our rice has been boiling for 5 minutes now. I'm going to take it off, drain it, and then bring it back and steam it for 10. Right, on to steam. Okay, the rice is in the microwave and it's basically done, 10 minutes. Nice steam holes there. So now I cover with my cellophane. And then you just want to poke about 3 or 4 holes in there. Put it back in for 5 more minutes. So this has got 5 more minutes to go. It's been steaming for 5 more to steam, and this has 10 more minutes to go. Okay, so we're basically almost at 15 minutes, which means this one that's boiled for 5 and steamed for 10 is ready, and the microwave's got 3 more seconds to go, so that's ready. Now it's important to also let your basmati rice just sit for 5 minutes. And relax in the same way you do meat, but for different reasons. It just gets it lighter, fluffier, more relaxed. So this, a little bit hot, off to rest, this out, and on to rest. And this has 5 more minutes to go. Then we're going to let that rest for 5 minutes before I serve it and see which one works best. Right, our rice has been simmering away here for 20 minutes and it looks absolutely perfect. All the water's been absorbed. So now, like the other 2, I'm just going to take it off the heat and let it rest for 5 minutes. It doesn't matter that the other 2 are resting for extra long, it's not going to make a difference to them. So once that's rested for 5 minutes, taste all through and let you know the verdict. All the rice has had a good time to rest, so we're going to start by taking the cellophane off the microwaved rice. Always take it away from you because there still will be residual steam and you can burn yourself quite badly that way. That looks beautiful. Now this is our one that was the traditional way, just 20 minutes. Also looks magnificent. And lastly, the boiled and steamed. Spoonful of each onto the plate. Right, I'm gonna taste them in order. So starting with the microwave. It's lovely, light, ever so slightly sticky, almost ever so slightly overcooked. Maybe it's because the intensity of the heat in the microwave, but it's still lovely. Next, we've got our simmer for 20 minutes on the stove. That's beautiful. Perfectly cooked, light, fluffy, wonderful. Lastly, boil and then steam. Light, fluffy, the lightest of them all, but I think I would steam it for slightly more. Maybe boil it for 5 minutes and steam it for 15. But yeah, 3 great ways, I think, all the same.